The first match of the season, we are starting with G-Touring versus KUDETA. And I think the bigger surprise here is that the Destroyer made an appearance today. And we have to see how this plays out. And they do go with a pretty speedy start. They go pretty aggressive on both sides, trying to get the trade in.
Yeah, Destroyer is the Fury build right now, so he only has one escape. So you have to remember, if Wubin noticed that he has the Fury build on, just get rid of one escape from the Destroyer and just go all out with the double knockup and may be able to finish him or do a lot of damage to the Destroyer.
Hyogo-Kwon, he won and very aggressive with the build. He was trying to look for the early trades, which he is getting right now. I wonder if he can continue this on to actually finish him off. This will be crucial. This gets a lot of damage to the early stages of the game.
Yeah, Wubin took a lot of damage, but he was waiting for all the CCs and he used his
first escape.
Oh no!
This is over.
Wow. This is Hyogo-Kwon's Destroyer for you.
It's a 95-to-5 ratio. Is that a true statement now?
Wow.
That was a complete dominance. And you talked about the aggressive build that he went with. That could have been a very risky choice. But, you know, it paid off in the long run that, you know, he got the Fury build right and it really, you know, took the turn on this one.
Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, Wubin couldn't use his body swap because his familiar was not out. So when he used his tab escape, he still had his body swap left.
And let's look at the replay.
No familiar was out. So here up to now, it was good that he saved his second win because he took all the damage and all the CCs that Hyogo-Kwon was able to give, and then he used it. But if you get CC'd again without your familiar out, you're just going to get finished by the Judgment Cleave combo.
And I think, you know, he was trying to time the escape correctly, but I think the second win, when he did use it, you just say he has no opportunities after that to come with the continuation damage.
Yeah, so when he used a second win, he should have focused on bringing out his familiar and try to, you know, go for a body swap if he did get CC'd again. Unfortunately, he got chased and he just, you know, died.
And I think it was very crucial that the familiar did die in a very early stage of the game. I think it died in almost in the first 30 seconds of the game. So, you know, props to KUDETA and Hyogo-Kwon, you know, for bringing out the Destroyer and, you know, proving to us that it is very much a meta pick and it is very viable for 1v1.
Yep. Well, Wubin Warlock isn't a bad Warlock, but yeah, you just saw.
Definitely not.
But you just have to go with Hyogo-Kwon's Destroyer because he has so much experience. And here we go with the second match.
And here's another Warlock, a famous one at that. Shin Kim, one of probably the best player in Korea, if not the world, you know, facing up against Kyungmin Park. And we just have to see how this team falls out. And I think being behind from the first match plays a big role because you know, G-Touring has to make a statement. And I think they didn't do it in the first match. I think this match will be crucial, you know, going against the best player. If he can beat these, that's going to get a lot of momentum, these guys.
Yeah, and Kyungmin Park is playing my favorite character, KFM. I hope he does well. No bias, but even though Shin Kim, you know, is an overall better player on paper, but we'll have to see what happens in the second set.
So let's go into the second set. We're going to see the KFM, whether it can defeat Shin Kim's Warlock, and we'll see how the second match will fold out. So let's get into the game. KUDETA, they think they took the very first good step of, you know, what they're trying to achieve this season, going for an undefeated season. They did it in style in first game, and we'll see how the second game goes.
Ooh, Kyungmin Park playing it aggressive with the smite into the air. There we go. 3RF combo. Another aerial.
Another aerial.
A tremble is going to follow.
So
okay.
Shin Kim cannot react to this right now. He has an escape available. He's saving it for later.
All right, there we go.
There we
go. Double knockup right now.
This is
without
the moment.
The familiar.
This is the moment Shin Kim's been waiting for. Now he gets out the familiar and see what he does with it. And he does with the continuation damage, and we'll see how much he can get out of this.
He does not CC the back roll chase, but the time distortion is used, and he froze himself.
And we'll see how this goes. Kyungmin Park is behind in the most of this, and he has to get a crucial play, but he gets behind. And I think this is another over. It's very over.
Wow, another imprisonment. It's so easy for Shin Kim. If Kyungmin Park is unable to just avoid the familiar and just go straight for Shin Kim, this is what's going to happen.
And we talked about G-Touring making a disappointment last season, you know, not playing up to their expectations. I think this is even worse. More perhaps it's KUDETA just playing better.
Yeah.
We have to see how this unfolds out, but right now it's complete dominance over the KUDETA.
Yeah, but to be honest, I'm expecting a better team play, maybe even a win from G-Touring during the tag team because they are well known for the tag team. Since last year, a lot of them didn't make it too high in singles, but they did make it high in tags. So, you know, singles, you know, maybe they'll giving it up. and then in the tag they'll obtain.
And
2
so
points.
perhaps, you know, this is not the way I'm sure G Touring would have wanted to fetch to end the singles,
Oh,
even
yeah.
if it was a loss.
Of course.
I didn't think they would really want to be dominated as hard as they did.
Yeah.
But, you know, they have to make a redemption here. This is a very important 2 points. Just winning this tag match alone gets the scores even.
Yeah,
So it
exactly.
gives them a very even chance to follow back.
Yeah.
So, you know, with their strengths being the tag match, we have to see how these guys plays out, and we'll see how this turns out.
Yeah. And who says with the new patch Warlock got nerfed? Huh?
Warlock
Who said?
nerfed?
Who said?
I mean,
But-
first game seemed like Warlock got
yeah.
nerfed, but second game, it just
That's
seemed like
the-
a different Warlock.
That's the problem with Shingyun Kim. He gets all the classes nerfed. He got the Warlock nerfed the first time when it came out in 2016 Worlds by winning it, by owning it, by dominating it. So, you know, maybe this nerf didn't affect him at all. And now here we go on screen. We have it for the tag team.
Yes, they're good. And then 94-6, a little bit. And maybe maybe the fans heard us. Maybe the fans heard us. You're rooting for G-Tour, and maybe that 5 wasn't unfair.
Yeah.
They gave 1 more point.
Yeah, well, yeah, let's see how G-Touring does in tag because they are well known for their tag team.
So we'll have to go into the next match and see if G-Tour can back this up with another win. And maybe this can, you know, get into a more even series and more exciting series because currently it's not very one-sided right now.
Yeah, definitely. This is another secret. Oh, this is the first secret code, but yeah, don't mind it. And G-Touring and KUDETA, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a Blade Dancer and a Warlock on both sides, but depends, because we know on KUDETA Assassin is gonna come out by Hyungyu Kim, but you know on G-Touring, I'm pretty sure a KFM is gonna come out.
Yes.
So it's gonna be the difference between KFM and Assassin. So let's see how well they do.
So we'll go on right into the tag matches right now. Set 3, game 3 of today's series, and we'll see if G-Tour can come back or whether, you know, KUDETA will just finish us off right here. Here we go for the first tag match of the series. This could be the last game for G-Touring. And when KUDETA, if they play just like how they did for the first 2 singles of the series, it feels like a dominant performance once again, and I think they can just end out the series.
Yep, now we have on G-Touring Woo Bin Cha's Warlock out first, and Hyungyu Kim for the first time this season coming out first as Assassin. Let's see how this plays out.
And currently, they're kind of waiting for opportunities for both sides. Woo Bin Cha trying to get an opportunity, but he brings out the familiar and see what he does with it.
Yeah, the flower was already used by Hyungyu Kim, so the stealth was used, and the offensive interference comes in, the defensive interfere. There's no reactionary for G-Touring, so they are saving their interfere points.
So hoping there was an opportunity for G-Touring there, but you know, there was nothing to come from that, and maybe the waste of interference just there.
Yeah, all right. Hyungyu Kim does get both his escapes back, so let's see how he approaches this, and he lands that stun. The body swap is used by the Warlock. He still has his tab escape.
And the interference comes in from the KFM, and we'll see what they do with it.
Nothing is happening. So
Nothing is happening so far.
both sides, they basically waste 1 interfere points each, so they are even right now.
So this is a very slow-paced game for what we expect it to be a very quick one, but I think KUDETA is taking it a little bit more carefully, you know, just in not trying to force any errors.
Yeah, right now Woo Bin Cha is out of both escapes, so this is the time for Hyungyu Kim to make his move right now.
And whether he does, we'll see what he does, but
The Sanctum was used, and the CC was immune, and Hyungyu Kim had to back out with his stealth. So now, on the other hand, Hyungyu Kim is out of stealth, all of his escapes. So if Warlock lands 1 in prison and gets a double knockup, there's going to be a force tag in 2 seconds.
And this is where it has to the end, and he does get force tag on both sides, and the KFM and the Warlock comes in, and Shingyun Kim has to make a play here and to get his team ahead of this tag tournament.
All right, KFM already used his second win. Rising Dragon pulls him in. Shingyun Kim uses body swap.
And we have to see how this turns out because you have the little bit of less of an escape that he can use, but he can go aggressively here. KFM goes in, and he goes for the play, and what happens here?
All right, the interfere comes into the defensive 2-on-2 right now.
Both interference
Shingyun Kim is taking a lot of damage.
And it looks like here, and then they're going with the continuation damage, and Shingyun Kim gets a whole load of damage onto the KFM.
Yeah, KFM has to use his second win right away unless he wants to get 100-0, and he's taking more damage. No more escapes.
And this is where Shin Kim needs to make the aggressive play to finish him off when he has that chance. But the KFM is doing very solid, fighting back, putting the damage right back in his track.
All right, the back row chase was very well done by the KFM. Tags out Shin Kim, and Hyungwoo Kwang comes in with the Blade Dancer this time.
But KFM still stays to stay in. Kyungmin Park, he's trying to look for more aggressive plays to get his team ahead, because right now they are a little bit behind.
Yes, and G-Touring is definitely looking good on their tag and interfere points compared to KUDETA.
And that's why your KUDETA really needs to be careful, and also for G-Touring to make their advantage. But here we go, another damage coming from the KFM. This is a very big interference, and it's working very well to the side. Hyungwoo Kim looks like he's about to be dead. He needs to tag out, hurry. Oh, there he is.
Oh my god.
He barely gets the tag out.
This time around, Woobin Cha's Warlock comes in, does tons of damage, and Shin Kim is not looking good.
Shin Kim is already getting damage, almost out of health, and he does die out. And wait, Hyungwoo Kim died out of that. I think he died out of the interference.
Yeah, he interfered in. That is a bad interference. You don't want to interfere in with, 5% health and you just, take a little blow and you die.
I think that was a gamble they took, but the gamble went against their way as they're one player down. This is very crucial for G-Touring. Most of them are nearly full health, so this is a huge advantage for G-Touring.
All right, Shin Kim is knocked out by Woobin Cha again. This round,
is good.
Woobin Cha is doing spectacular this
And I think G-Touring is really making a statement here. This is their strength of the team, and they're really proving it once against this one of the strongest teams.
Yeah, and look, if you see that, they haven't used a single tag point yet. This is looking amazing. Already it's a 3v1, and as a Blade Dancer, to be honest, it's unlikely for him to do a 3v1 clutch, and he is taking so much damage right now.
Oh my goodness, this seems to be over, and it is very much over, and G-Touring brings us back to even. All that singles win didn't do any justice, where they're completely even now. It's the beginning of the match again.
Exactly, what did I say? G-Touring is well known for their tag team, even though KUDETA has Shin Kim, even though they have Hyungwoo Kwang, the first place winners of Worlds and Seasons, they still are able to beat them.
And I think all that dominance in the first two games didn't do much justice, because G-Touring, with their opportunities that they had, took it one step at a time and really did what they were supposed to do in the tag, and actually dominated KUDETA out of their tag match.
Yeah, and if you notice, they haven't used one single tag point, so they had 6 tag points left. I wonder at the end if they just tag out back and forth just for the hell.
Oh, just for the hell. If it didn't end so early, maybe perhaps they would have, but this is a very nice showing for G-Touring.
Yeah, so anyways, you just saw Shin Kim did a lot of damage to Kyungmin Park, but Kyungmin Park as a KFM was able to stall, and here is Woobin Cha. The first time when Woobin Cha comes in, does a lot of damage with the interfere to Hyungwoo Kim, and right now, they didn't show it. When Hyungwoo Kim interferes
that was actually the crucial point.
Yeah, Hyungwoo Kim tags in and dies, and then Woobin Cha here once again does a lot of damage. So I'm pretty sure he did the most damage.
And we know that in the tag matches, just having one player down plays such a big disadvantage for your team. Having one less player and one less interference opportunities, and I think that really proved against them today.
Yeah, definitely. And the one player down, if he's Shin Kim, that's a big deal.
It is a very big deal when you have the best player. Best player down, and it plays a big morale disadvantage against you as well.
Definitely. And now they're probably deciding who will go out on the 4th set. The last set, the deciding set. They're both at 2 points right now. So this is the deciding match, and KUDETA is going to send out Hyungwoo Kim
instead of Shin Kim. I think Shin Kim usually likes to come out in this situation, but I think they let Hyungwoo Kim out just for the sake of it and see how he does. But KUDETA has to win this if they want to keep that promise of an undefeated season. I think that promise will already be broken from the first series. We'll have to see how that goes with that. But
they did not want that to happen.
But I think G-Touring has a big advantage here because they have a momentum shift just into their favor right now with that big tag match win. I think they've showed a lot of dominance for what they can do. I think they should prove it in the singles.
Exactly. And Woobin Cha's Warlock just got hype. Got a lot of adrenaline running right now. They have to start the match before Woobin Cha's adrenaline runs out. Because during the tag team, Woobin Cha was going crazy. He wasn't even on the field. He was just interfering in, doing tons of damage.
And it seems like, KUDETA, they have more to show than this.
Yeah.
I think the singles doesn't do them much justice, but we have to see whether this single will be the one that decides it, whether it will be a 3-single win for these guys, or whether G-Touring can get a 1-single win to win out the series.
Let's get it on.
And we are here for the final game of this series, and this is a decider match. And we saw that KUDETA won the first 2 singles, and they lost the tag. So another singles coming up, KUDETA seems to be favored, but the momentum shift, like I was mentioning earlier, does play an advantage to G-Touring.
All right, Wubin-Cha has used his tab escape already, so if he wants to be careful, he might have to. Yes, there we go, the familiar's out, and Hyungkyu Kim also used his flower, so 1 escape down per player.
And we have to see whether G-Touring can stall out the time they need to get the escape back before Hyungkyu Kim makes a big play on him.
Yeah, and the timer on the familiar is already halfway down. Hyungkyu Kim is making his move, but not being able to do too much damage.
And it seems pretty even right now. I think they're really trying to look for a good opportunity, but I think that might be one of it. Hyungkyu Kim taking tons of damage out to the, and there's a big damage is shifted over to them.
Yes, he is forced to use his stealth. His flower is coming back in 10 seconds, but he has to not get CC'd within the 10 seconds. If he does get CC'd once, he is done for.
And this is where G-Touring should make a statement, but Hyungkyu Kim comes back with a slight bit of damage, but I think he's trying to continue on with that right now. I think he's getting a lot more damage than we expected, and he's there continuing with it. Wubin-Cha cannot react.
All right, Wubin-Cha is looking dangerous. He is out of his game for the next 30 seconds. He's just going to take all the damage. Oh, no! Hyungkyu Kim landing all those CCs, those lightning rends.
And they look ecstatic because they were at a momentum shift disadvantage and they get the single. And look how happy he looks.
Yes.
He's relieved out of his mind because, you know, it seemed like he was behind the whole game. But they just turned it out with a crucial plays at near the end, and he used the CC disadvantage to his advantage.
Yeah, definitely. There was a moment where Wubin-Cha had his chance to just 100-0 Hyungkyu Kim when he was both out of his CCs, but he couldn't land the CCs. He couldn't, you know, grab that opportunity. Let's see here right now.
And perhaps I think that he should have just been more aggressive when he had the chance. I think giving him the time to buy and thinking that really played a big part. This is where he should have went more aggressive and tried to go with the finishing blow, but he didn't.
Yeah, so he did use a time distortion to get his second win back. However, he got CC'd right away, unable to save that CC if he wanted to live. But